So, yesterday we read The Rough-Faced Girl. Miss Pruitt read it with you guys. So, today we're going to do a little bit to keep that going. So, we're going to review some character traits that the rough-faced girl had. What are character traits?
Like,
Asher.
nice or...
They're words to describe a character, right? Okay, so in the rough-faced girl, we knew about the rough-faced girl and we knew about her sisters, okay? So I have some character traits of the rough-faced girl up here. Can somebody tell me some of these that I have listed up here? Josh. She's kind-hearted. Another one, Fabian.
Loving.
She's loving. Another one, Julian. Brave. And last one, Jackson.
Helpful.
Can somebody tell me one that is not up here? Nate.
Confident.
She's confident. How is she confident? Turn and talk with each other.
She's confident.
Okay. Emerson.
Like when someone says like she's like ugly or someone she like ignores them
Okay.
and walks.
So you could say the rough-faced girl is confident. The rough-faced girl is confident because
Because when people say rude stuff to her, she just ignores them.
Yeah.
and walks off.
that has to take some confidence, don't you agree? Okay, perfect. We're gonna hit her sisters real quick. So her sisters are kind of like the stepsisters in the Cinderella story. Remember, we're reading all three Cinderellas. So her sisters are very similar to this book. They are rude, distant, mean, spiteful. Those are 4 character traits to describe them. What's another one, Nora?
Sassy.
Sassy. Another one, Raven. Disrespectful, right? Can somebody turn, well, all of you, turn and talk to your partners about how they are disrespectful. I am. So how are her sisters disrespectful? Marla.
By telling, lying to the by lying to the sister of the handsome boy,
The invisible man. Yeah.
the invisible man, because they were lying and they said that they saw him.
Yeah, and ultimately, who is that being disrespectful towards? Which is the rough-faced girl, okay? So they're mean to her, okay? So those are just some character traits that we see. We're gonna flip completely, and we're gonna talk about some cultures, some different cultures, and how they use masks to represent their culture, okay? So we're talking about the rough-faced girl. What's your name?
Aria?
What's your name?
Parker?
Okay. Do your faces look the same?
Kinda.
Not really. I mean, you're unique and you're unique, right? But different cultures wear masks to describe, I don't know, how the people are, if they're nice, if they're not nice. Maybe they're trying to do a ceremony and they've created masks, okay? So the rough-faced girl, did she wear a mask on her face?
No.
No. But we are going to see if we can take masks from different cultures and maybe create an imaginative mask of what her personality portrays herself as. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So here are some different masks in different cultures. Okay? So lots of different cultures. They don't look the same, do they?
No.
So you can tell that this culture is not the same as this.
No.
Is this the same as this?
No.
Do these two look similar?
Yeah.
A little bit more similar. But does this culture look like it matches that one?
No.
No. Okay. And do people wear these masks every day?
No.
No. This is not something that they wear every day. Yeah, like wrestling mask, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, like from WWE.
Yeah, possibly, Jayla.
But the both two
These are kind of like red. Yeah, yeah. So if we're looking at this mask, what are some words that you can use to describe how you think that they're trying to portray in this mask? Nora, we're looking at this one.
weird.
I don't know if that's a good word to describe it. Marla?
Kind of like long. It's
Okay.
not like
Long face, right? Okay, so maybe like a long face. Have you ever heard somebody say, why the long face? Isn't that a thing? Right? Okay, so have you ever heard that maybe sad is a feeling that they're trying to portray? What about this? Looks like it's portraying a woman. How is she portrayed? How is that mask portraying a woman, and how do I know that it really looks more like a woman than a man? Parker?
it looks like they're trying. Her personality is like lonely.
Okay, lonely. I could see that. Could you also see lonely?
Yeah.
What's another personality trait you might see from that,
I
right?
can like see that she's a woman because like she has hair.
Yeah, her hair.
Looks like
There's
hair.
even like some braids that look like they're made with it.
Yeah, and it also looks like she's closing her eyes and those like lines on her face look like she's crying.
Okay, maybe she's crying, so we could say she's sad. Emerson?
Stressful because she's like.
Yeah, she looks kind of stressed. Or like maybe she was stressed and now she's trying to calm down. She's trying to take a moment to calm down. That's a very different feeling than this right here. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what maybe like personality or story are they trying to put behind this mask? What do you think, Emmy?
Happy.
Okay, maybe happy. I know one, Julian.
Excited.
Excited, yeah. Crazy. Right? Maybe a little crazy. Georgia, what you think? Goofy. Okay? And that is even different than this right here. Same kind of culture, but we're portraying a whole different story. What does that guy look like? Nora?
The sad man that doesn't have any friends.
Oh yeah, maybe he's sad because he doesn't have any
He
friends.
does look at them.
Well, maybe. We don't know. Alright? And then down here.
He
What you think, Jayla?
looks happy.
Okay, he looks pretty happy, right?
Which one?
Which one?
The middle one.
She's talking about the middle. Julian? This one? Looks scary. They might look a little scary. They're a little different than our culture, right?
Yeah.
What do you think, Josh?
It's kind of confused.
Okay, maybe they're confused, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do today for the rough-faced girl, we are going to make a mask of her heart, okay? Not a mask of her face. Does that make sense? So these are representing Feelings, emotions. You guys told me a lot of feelings. You said sad, lonely,
Crazy.
frustrated,
Spider.
crazy, goofy, funny. You guys were giving me a lot of emotions. So we know that the rough-faced girl, she was kind-hearted. She was truthful. She was brave. She was loving. She was confident. So we're going to make a symbolic mask representing the rough-faced girl's inner strength, kindness, and bravery. Okay? Some 3 things I want you to think about when you're creating her mask. Okay? What colors are representing her character? Okay? Alright, so if I'm going to tell you, I'm going to use the color black. Do you think that that is a very
No.
kind-hearted, loving color?
No.
No, what would be maybe a better choice to use? Julian,
Pink and red.
maybe pink, maybe
Yellow.
red. I think yellow. Yellow is a very bright color. It shows like
Green.
happiness.
Blue.
Nate, orange. I think I heard Arya say blue was sadness, right? Don't you think that even though we're doing the mask of her heart, doesn't she have some sadness in there?
Yeah.
I mean, she's sad because nobody likes her. Nobody's trying to be nice to her. She's trying to be loving and kind-hearted. But does that mean that she's always happy? No. Think about when your friends are rude to you or mean to you, right? You might be the kindest person out there. But if somebody's mean to you, aren't you hurt?
Yeah.
Aren't you a little sad? Okay, so I want you to think about that when you're making her mask, okay? I'll get to questions in a second. It says, what symbols or images could show her perseverance or truth? Okay, so that's saying, what things could we put on her mask that would show that she's pushing through? Her character, her true self. Yes, we know that people are mean to her. How does she continue to push and be kind-hearted and brave? Okay? And then 3, how could textures or materials help her tell her story? You guys have used textures before in art, right? With things underneath it.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe some of you have and some of you haven't. We're going to have some things that you can color over, and then it'll create like a texture under it. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, and sometimes you can even create your own texture by taking a piece of paper and making a line under your paper. So you're all going to get a paper that looks like this. Sometimes if you even just lay a piece of paper up under it to make a line, it'll create like a bump in the surface, and that can create some texture too. Okay? Y'all can sit down for just a second. Alright. As I call your name, you can go sit at your seat, okay? Jayla Emmy, Marla Hayden.
Can we color through the eyes or is that not?
Oh, you can. Josh, Vivian, Georgia, Hollis. Nora. Alright, and you guys can talk about what you think you're gonna do.
No.
Alright. I am going to get you guys to get a 2-sided mask. Okay, so you have a front and you have a back. Both the same girl, you're still showing her heart. One side, well, it's like an internal and an external feeling. Okay, so the external would be how do other people see her, right? Okay, and then the other side, it would be internal. How does she see herself? Does that make sense? Yeah, you can. Does everybody understand that? One side is how other people see her, the other side is how she sees herself. Oh, sorry.
Like nervous, nervous.
No, she's just crazy.
I don't think there's a link.
Oh, there is a lazy one.
We'll compare to the inside out.
The lazy one is really
I'm here for the purple one.
She sees herself. Purple means squared or this is
Those are to create textures. Textures.
Are we gonna send it out? Can I
Just right there, Jayla. These are for textures. Don't use it all over, but there's bubbles, there's lines, stuff like that.
color over and it like gets like the shape of it?
Here's some textures.
Miss Bloodworth.
One side, you are making your mask from the perspective of another person.
To make a texture.
So somebody who's not coming
Put it
from
under your
somebody.
mask, now you color.
Maybe you're like doing your sister, how her sister sees her. Maybe you're doing people like in the little city that she was in, how they see her. And on the other side, you're gonna do how she sees herself. Okay? You don't need one. You're just doing how the rough face girl sees herself. What is her heart look like? That's fine. You don't have to. So maybe any kind of texture color in there. Actually, we're yes.
What do you think?
You know what you're doing?
Well, we said yellow was a happy color, right? Red's kind of an angry color, right?
Yeah, because it's inside out. Yeah. And yellow and blue is happy. Always gone.
Maybe do some colorful, some
Red is
joyful colors.
too.
Right.
Red is really happy
Sometimes purple is like a symbol of joy.
And you'll see.
Good job, Vivian. Yeah.
What is
Big marks.
Might be a little hard to see.
It's gonna do lines and it's going this way.
You have like circles in there.
Blue is red.
Do big marks.
Okay, now we're going the wrong way.
You can see the lines a little bit. See how there's like a space right there and a space right there? If you want to, using a line. So look, you can feel it. There's a finger right there.
Where that line
So that is a little bit darker yellow than the other one. See? Same thing right here. That's the line right there. That's a little bit darker.
A little bit.
Try another color and you'll see a difference. You can do more than one color.
What color should you do? Or there's just a little bit of break up in your normal color. You feel how this has like different textures. Right, if you take a crayon and color over it, it will see what it is lines.
It all looks a little different.
Miss B, can I put a red? Can I put a red in it?
Just don't push hard. The more you color with marker, the more you go through and make it softer. So I wouldn't go in the same spot. Yeah, but just stay away from that spot.
Alright, so do you see how here, there's some masks where their mouth is cut out. There are some masks where their mouth is not cut out. There are some masks that have their eyes cut. And there are some, see, eyes cut, eyes not cut. Mouths are cut here, but mouths aren't cut on here. Okay, so it depends on what you're wanting to portray. Here we said that this guy looked a little confused. This one might look happy. This one looks like maybe they're talking.
Like
So it's whatever you're portraying for the rough-faced girl. Does that make sense? Okay.
You know how you saw like the lines on the eyes? Something like
Put that marker up, Jayla.
And you can color on top of that too. Or on top of your pencil box. The square.
Is yours not double-sided? No. Okay, I'm sorry. Good job with texture, Raven.